Good evening. With the latest from the Dove Newsroom, I'm Demi DeSoto. Thanks for joining us tonight. Well, the starting price per pound of hazelnuts is at its third highest in history. Packers and the Hazelnut Growers Bargaining Association agreed to set the price at $1.18 for this fall. That's less than the $1.22 minimum that was initially set last year. The record was set in 2014 at $1.70 per pound. Oregon Department of Agriculture data pegs the state as the country's leading hazelnut producer. In fact, almost all of the country's hazelnut output comes from the state of Oregon. The harvest should be over in early November. In international news, the United Nations convoy that finally was able to get into Syria from Turkey was hit by airstrikes. The UN humanitarian convoy in the area of Yaram al-Kubra, Syria, was hit with a vengeance, and at least 12 people were reported dead. And that was part of the humanitarian relief, and the aid workers are dead too. It's not yet known for certain who launched the deliberate attack on the convoy, although Russian and Syrian rebel force aircraft are known to operate in the area. A Syrian civil defense worker describes the damage to the Syrian Christian outpost and convoy.
The warehouse of the Syrian Christians. This is the warehouse of the Syrian Christians. Abroad this house were more than 20 vehicles, 20 trucks full of food and flour and medicine and bombers and blankets. So the regime and Russia target this place and kill the staff of the Syrian Christians. As you see, medicine on the ground.
And leaders from the Red Cross and the United Nations say the attack on the UN and Red Crescent convoy delivering humanitarian supplies is an unacceptable violation of international law. Many fear the fighting radical terrorism will not be subject to international law. To say Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump is upset by recent radical Islamic terror attacks on multiple locations on the East Coast and otherwise is an understatement. He is squarely blaming poor immigration screening for a trio of recent attacks and says his administration would enact policies that would solely admit immigrants who love the United States of America. Trump cites that since 9/11, the country has failed miserably, in his opinion, in protecting Americans on her own soil.
So let me state very, very clearly. Immigration security is national security.
And he went on to outline policy initiatives that would be implemented for more strict vetting and screening of immigration applicants into the United States. All right, let's take a look at our regional weather forecast. And as we do, we'll start off in Northern California. Going to have a few clouds tonight. Low temperature of about 43. Going to stay in the low 40s pretty much for the next several days. Up in the daytime, temperatures up to about 70 on Wednesday, 68 and sunny on Thursday. As we look at the Klamath Basin, a couple of clouds here and there. Temperatures around the mid-30s. Wednesday, 63 for a high, 58 on Thursday. As we look at the Oregon coast, plenty of clouds, plenty of nice mild temperatures day and night. We'll see 64 on Wednesday and a high of 66 on Thursday. For the Central Oregon area, same story. Temperatures dipping into the 30s at night tonight, but then back up into the 40s tomorrow, and then 61 for a high on Wednesday, 60 for a high on Thursday. And for Southern Oregon, a few clouds here and there, mid-40s overnight, 70s in the low 70s during the daytime. And that's a quick look at the latest news from the Dove Newsroom. Be sure to join us every weekday for Mornings on the Dove, starting at 6 a.m. right here on the Dove TV, YouTube, and 91.7 FM The Dove.